interventions. We deeply value the contribution of the UN development system to Pakistan's national development efforts. And I think I must pick up some of the points that have been made in these interventions. Particularly, we share the concern regarding the reduction in ODA and core funding, and the point that the reforms focus should be primarily on delivery and implementation, that is, the results on ground. And lastly, that coordination, which is important, it should translate into enhancing and strengthening the partnership with the countries concerned and the national ownership. Vice President, colleagues, Pakistan hosts over 20 UN entities in country, and like many others, we are not immune to the funding pressures that is affecting the broader UN development system, as evident in the drawdown of humanitarian coordination capacity on ground, including in Pakistan. At the same time, we appreciate that some entities, including UNDP, have maintained their country presence despite significant financial headwinds. I would like to highlight a few queries with regards to the reform agenda under UN80 for our deliberations today. First, on coherence and alignment. The UN SDG Chair's report finds that cooperation frameworks are shaped around entity timelines rather than national planning processes. Moreover, it is stated that country program documents are not substantively derived from them, despite RC certification of alignment. This reflects a collective gap in incentive structures and oversight. We therefore would like to ask the executive heads, would the sequencing proposal in the QCPR report, that is, cooperation frameworks to be finalized before the work begins on country program documents, will it resolve this issue? Or are there deeper structural obstacles? Second, on national priorities, there remains room to improve alignment of entity operations with genuine national priorities. For example, in Pakistan, programming towards core development priorities. And I think this is something that the administrator also mentioned. So the core development priorities, such as poverty eradication, employment, and economic growth, could be scaled up, in our view, rather than focus on some other areas. We have seen that often entities move into areas not based on comparative advantage, but on funding availability. So addressing this requires better visibility. Host governments need to know what the entities are planning and resourcing in real time. So we note the proposal on entities maintaining live work plans and visible resources pipelines throughout implementation in the QCPR report, and would like to ask the executive heads whether this is feasible to implement. And thirdly, on knowledge hubs and expertise on demand, these are promising mechanisms, but their value depends on whether demand is genuinely country defined, whether expertise fills real gaps, and whether the model is more cost effective than the in-country presence it is replacing. We would appreciate further insight from the administrator on how these mechanisms are being practically implemented. And fourth, on country configuration. Pakistan is open to a more focused UN presence, but reconfiguration must be a genuine dialogue, led or co-led by host governments. Equally important, program countries must retain flexibility in their points of access to the UNDS. Lastly, on efficiencies, and an example from Pakistan, where work is ongoing on common premises and with some entities relocating to more cost-effective locations. Progress on common back offices has, however, been uneven. And we do believe that a frank conversation about why efficiency initiatives falter in some contexts is essential. I would like to emphasize in closing that no amount of efficiency gains can replace adequate funding, because we think that without predictable and core resources, even the leanest of systems won't be able to deliver. So, Vice President, these were some of the queries that I thought we should contribute to this discussion. Pakistan remains committed partner of the UN development system, including UNDP and UNICEF, whose presence and leadership we deeply value. I thank you.